introducing myself. My name is Janisa Campbell. I am a registered nurse in the United Kingdom. So, welcome to my. So, this channel will be focusing on my journey of becoming an international nurse here in the United Kingdom. I came from a country in the Caribbean called St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but I grew up on a little island that's a part of the Grenadines called Uden Island, right? So, small island girl like me decided that I didn't want to stay in my country. I didn't want to be in my country to be a nurse. That I wanted to go abroad. I wanted to live abroad. So, there began my journey. So, I have 6 pointers or 6 guide in, how I became a nurse in the United Kingdom. So the first step, the first main thing I did was research. So I did research into becoming a nurse in America, then Canada. I found out that the process was time consuming and very, very expensive, and that it might take years, most likely, highly, it would have taken years before I even, got anywhere close to working in those countries. So I was like, no. So I decided, you know what, let me just leave it alone then. And then someone came to me and they told me about the United Kingdom. For some reason, United Kingdom didn't cross my mind. I didn't know why. But yeah. So when I did research about the United Kingdom, I found out that it was very, very, very easy to become a nurse over there, and they've been recruiting nurses for years. It is very, very common for international nurses to work in the United Kingdom. So I was like, okay, I see you. I'm gonna start this process then. So I continue my research. I would use Google, I would use YouTube of other international nurses and them talking about, what they went through and how they got to where they were. So I was like, okay, it seems, not complicated, because over the years, they've constantly been trying to, lessen it being complicated and making it easier for international nurses to come over to the country. First thing first, I'm just gonna say that again, my process was different. Looking for agencies at the time. I had just came out of nursing school, fresh out of nursing school, and I was messaging agencies, asking them loads of questions, and they were saying, "Oh, I needed, experience. I needed to be more in the hospitals and stuff like that." So I was like, okay, then I need to volunteer and work more and stuff like that. However, my government had signed a contract, basically, promising nurses to the United Kingdom. So what had happened, I'm a part of the second batch. The first batch had already went. So when they came back to the country again, I jumped on that opportunity. So I was like crossing my fingers because again, I was fresh out of nursing school. So it's like, would they take me? Would they take me? Would they take me? But I had my plans set out, everything like that for the interview. So I uploaded my documents, my information. So it was my diploma, my registration, my license, my CV. I was shortlisted for the interview along with a couple of other of my colleagues that I went to school with. We were shortlisted, and then we were told what hospital we'll be interviewing for. So I was like, okay, research. So I did loads of research into the hospital. I looked up, the values of the nurses over there, and they talked about the 6 C's and stuff like that. So what is imperative about, interviews or knowing which hospital is going to be interviewing you which I think we'll all share in our journey, is the interviews in the hospitals or care homes, is that you have to research them, find out information, find out their core values. Don't just go into an interview blind. Like, research the hospital, know the hospital, know what's the main criteria of the hospital, what do they aim to achieve and stuff like that. And that's how some people fail at the interview. They just walk into it and then actually prepare for the interview. So my interview, it wasn't an uncomfortable situation. It was actually like a conversation, a back and forth conversation. They did ask nursing stuff like, if a patient fall, what would I do, stuff like that. So during my interview and after my interview, I knew I got the job, right? Even without experience. So I knew I got the job. A main thing about interview, it's not just, the interviewer interviewing you. What is also imperative and also important is that you ask questions about the hospital, about the trust. You understand? Like, you're coming from a different country, certain places are different than some. We've heard about racism and stuff like that. So it's important to ask questions about the work culture, the hours. Like, ask questions like, if I bring my family over, or when I bring my family over, would you adapt to the time or the hours I would like to work and stuff like that. You interview the hospital as well. You understand? Like, nursing here, it's like a hot bread. You're wanted everywhere. You're not just wanted at that particular hospital. You're wanted at every hospital. So if you're thinking, oh, that's your only option, it is not. That hospital is not your only option. Or even the care home or private hospital, they are not your only option. So keep that in your mind, that wherever you plan to go or want to go, it's not your only option. You do have other options, loads of other options. So the next thing was agency. So we did have an agency. They brought the hospital along with them, and they were called Global Learners Recruitment. They were in fact an agency approved by Health Education England. So that's the next thing too. Health Education England, they approve certain agencies, so just be mindful of who you go to, or which agency you use, because sometimes they're not legitimate and they are scammers. So the agency was very, very helpful as well in the beginning stage. They were very, very helpful with the process. And the next thing that we moved on to was doing the NMC registration, which is a Nursing Midwifery Council registration in the United Kingdom. We started that process, and then we moved forward into doing the CBT exam, which is a computer-based test. So with the NMC is very straight and direct, and they will explain everything for you if you don't understand anything. And they have the cost of the registration, because you have to pay to begin your process, and then you have to pay to do the exam. So it's two different exams. It has an exam that you do before you leave, which is a computer-based test, and then it has the practical exam that you do when you're actually in the United Kingdom, right? So I will go more in detail and explain those things about NMC and the CBT and the OSCE in a different video, and go more in depth for you guys. So yeah, the next part of my process again was research. So I research like leads, I research costs of living, like places that are family friendly, renting, how much food will cost and stuff like that, bills, what do you pay here. I did all of those research. Like, a lot of people, they underestimate the importance of researching those things. But you'll be surprised that a lot of people just come to a place and don't do anything about it. They don't know that they have tax to pay. They don't know the basic wage. They don't know anything. They just come and that's it. And another important thing was having a proper plan. Planning and saving to actually leave from your country to go to, United Kingdom. I think that has been very, very underestimated, because if you actually listen to other people, they will say that they came to this country with £60. How can you leave your home country where you're from to come to a strange land, right? Where you're basically starting your life over and you just walk with £60? No, no, please don't do that. Please understand that most of the times when you're recruited and you come here, sometimes they pay for 3 months, rent for whatever accommodation they have for you. And that accommodation might not be great. And if you want to move before, you have the fundings, you have the money where you can actually do that, So a lot of these things have been severely, severely underestimated. So these were my points for this video. And in each of these points, like, I will do more in-depth videos for you guys. And I hope this video was a bit, resourceful. And if you have any questions for me, I am and I will answer them for you. So thank you guys for watching this video, my first introductory video about my journey and certain aspects of my journey that I just wanted to share with you guys. Moving forward with these 6 points that I gave to you guys, I plan on going in depth about each of them, so you will have a proper basis, a proper understanding. So again, thank you guys for watching my channel. Please subscribe. Yes, please do. And thank you 1,000 again for watching my video. Stay tuned for more. Love and light.